Well, I'm not sure about the hardest, but he hit the ball very hard in all directions. Klusner was a fantastic striker of the ball, but he probably had a couple of areas that he really targeted and wasn't a player that scored 360 degrees like Maxwell, which just creates huge pressure for the bowlers and huge pressure for the captain to try and set a field for the guy that's just scoring everywhere and hitting extremely powerfully as well.
Have you sort of thought about any counter moves to stopping the next game?
Well, a lot of it is execution. There were a lot of balls that were in areas that he obviously wanted the ball to be, and we didn't execute. Without superstars like Malinga and some inexperience in the attack, we didn't quite execute as well as we would have liked to have. We have thought about a few ways of going about our business a little bit differently, but again, it's going to be execution that's important.
Are you surprised by the amount of full losses served up here?
Well, I was surprised by the lack of ability to really stay out of trouble on a good batting wicket, which is the art of T20 bowling. So it is something, but as I said, some of our bowlers are pretty inexperienced. We don't really get exposed to the high-pressure 2020 cricket very much. We have a very small competition here that's played in front of no crowd at all. The Australians, I think 10 of the 11 all play RPL. They all play Big Bash. So the intensity of the occasion also gets to young, inexperienced bowlers, and it's something that, to execute your skills in practice is one thing, but to execute them under enormous pressure is another thing, and that's something that will take some time.
Do you stress the need for a stronger domestic competition in that sense?
Oh, without a doubt, it would be. I'm very sad, and I have mentioned it before. Very sad that the Sri Lanka Premier League or Super League or whatever it was called that we had a few years ago, unfortunately, couldn't continue, because there was an opportunity for players to play matches at that kind of intensity and learn from experienced players from overseas, etc. So it's that kind of tournament that would certainly help our cricket, and I think Australia certainly benefit from something like that.
Following the rise of Test series and leading up to the last couple of days of chastening defeat, what's the mood like in the dressing room during the final match?
Yeah, obviously the energy levels, etc., are not what they were towards the end of the Test series. It was a very happy, tight-knit group, the Test group. But I just sense there is a determination, a quiet determination within the group. They're very desperate to try and end on a high note. They've worked extremely hard today. Just looking at some of the intensity in the fielding work was really impressive, which shows that they really want to try and end on a high note and certainly improve on the performance of the other night. Look, that's still being discussed. The discussions with the selectors, etc., and probably be finalised later tonight.
Obviously, tomorrow's going to be Nishan's last game.
Yes.
You worked on his contribution to the team.
Well, look, he's been a wonderful man since I've been involved. He had just lost the captaincy when I first got involved, and he came to Australia and played amazingly well and really committed himself to the team, and I had wonderful support the whole way through from him, and from there on, whenever I've had him in the team, it's wonderful to have his energy and his commitment and his vast knowledge that he passes on. Very sad to see such a legend of the game finally calling it at time, but for me it's a privilege to have been involved and had a little bit of time of witnessing his great performances firsthand. He can be extremely proud of what he's produced over the years, and certainly goes down as one of Sri Lanka's greats.
After such a deflating night the other day with Candy, as coach, how do you sort of motivated was?
Look, we've got a lot to play for. We are a side that's, as I mentioned earlier, there's quite a lot of inexperience within the group. We talk of rebuilding a side. We know we need to improve in a lot of areas. And to end the whole series it's been a long haul, but to end on a high note would make a massive difference. So there's a huge amount to play for. We can level the series. So I don't think motivation should be any sort of a problem.
Just going back to Maxwell's innings, what exactly did you attribute that innings to? Is it more poor bowling, or was it just Maxwell's unplayable on the night?
No, I think if you look at his career, when he has a day out, even some of the world's best bowlers can't contain him, and he had a fantastic day out. So it's probably a bit of both. The pressure that he creates when he is hitting the ball, as well as that, leads to bowlers bowling those loose deliveries. It is about pressure, and he's gone out and hit the ball amazingly well, and hopefully he doesn't do it again.
Yeah, obviously he had scored a big run in a World Cup game as well in Sydney. Got his 100 off some 50 balls.
Yeah.
In that sense, was it sort of surprising not to see him in the one-day outfit?
We all thought he would be in the one-day side for sure, because he does sweep and reverse sweep so well and would disrupt our spinners. He bowls spin himself, and he's an outstanding fielder. So we were surprised, but in many ways relieved that he wasn't going to be in the one-day side. So, but unfortunately, he saved his form for the 2020.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you.
So what a difference a couple of weeks makes, right? How important is it going to the final match that you end this tour on a high?
Oh, very important. Obviously, we had a really good performance the other day. Spectacular batting. I thought we bowled well, but it's still, when it's a two-match series, you've got to win both of them. So it's important for us to finish the tour well. So pleased with the way we played the other night. It was a fantastic wicket. I must give the curator real credit there. It was an unbelievable wicket. It was one of the best ones I've seen. So hopefully it's the same here.
On our side, given the way some of your one-day players have performed, like Glenn Maxwell, George Bay, would you have preferred to have them in the long version of the team?
Oh no, we thought the side we selected for the Test series was right on the form and the previous matches we'd played. Obviously we didn't play as well as we would like, and some of the guys struggled with the conditions here, and that's understandable. That happens sometimes. So those one-day guys have come in and they've performed really well for us, and that's impressive, and that's all you can do when you're looking to another tour in February of India, for example, looking at the whole squad in what we take there. For me, we've got a pretty important home summer as well, so that's important what sort of side we have there. So we'll just have a look at those over the next few weeks. In one-day cricket?
I'm talking with the point system where you give for every test match between the draws and whatnot, which collectively you give a trophy at the end of the series.
Across, yeah. I'm happy for all that. Context in any games is really important. So whatever they come up with, ICC and the countries themselves, all for that. Well, we've only got 12 fit, as in Finch is not available. And George has gone home, so Wade will play. That I can give you, but the bowling attack, we'll just have a look at the wicket and sum that up. So there'll be one change, definitely.
I know you said that you stand by Test team selection, but looking at your next subcontinental tour in India, do you think some of the ways some of the one-day players have handled spin bowling would impact Test selection?
It could do. They've played really well, and the way they've played has been exceptional. So that's all you can do. Put your name in lights and the way you play in the one-day format. We've certainly done that before, where George Bailey played really well in India and got picked on in the Ashes home series a few years back. So all performance for Australia count, and that's really important.
really mixed view with the captaincy by any chance? I'm not trying to create controversy here, but we didn't see the same sort of impression of the style of Australians we used to see in the test matches. Do you see some distinct difference because of the captaincy perhaps?
No, Steve Smith and David Warner are very aggressive players and captains anyway, so for me, there's no difference there. We didn't play well enough in the Test series. We got beaten by a better side, and we've got to get better at playing in these conditions.
Thanks, guys.